We need to go back to the very beginning, to the first penitentiary, which was intended to be a reform of the dungeon-style corporal punishments of the 1700s, which was based on a solitary confinement model, that people, if left alone, would see the error of their ways and become penitent. Now, many individual Quakers were involved in that reform, and it's important for us to learn from our past mistakes. In terms of what form this takes today, AFSC first became aware of a new trend of building what they called control units. They're also called security housing units, or SHUs, S-H-U, where people were held in tiny cells for years, even decades, as a management tool. And Bonnie Kerness of our New Jersey office was the first to sound the alarm as she began receiving letters from people sent from these facilities. Many of them were there simply because of their political beliefs. In California, this is used largely as a gang management tool, a very sophisticated form of racial profiling, where people are isolated based on their presumed gang affiliation. There's no way for these facilities, for them to get out of these facilities except to become informants about gangs, unless a person dies or has a fixed sentence. So rather than hearing our sounding this alarm back in the early 80s, what we discovered was that state after state was building its own version of the SHU. And they say that they were doing it for the worst of the worst, but certainly AFSC's staff experience has been not at all that these are the worst of the worst. It's thousands of people being held for decades, as a matter of fact.